Everybody, hello, hello. We are so thrilled to be here with you guys today and sharing with you guys on Wednesday Wisdom. And we're on our new time schedule, which we're excited about. It's Terry Seacrest and Beverly Banks, Laura Pfeiffer and Pamela Hunter, and the infamous Christina Campbell with you guys today. So we have a power-packed time for you. We wanted to let you know the 3 diamonds on this call have to leave early for another diamond meeting with Young Living. And you're in amazing hands with Beverly and Christina Campbell. So we are so thrilled today to present the Young Living 2018 Convention Recap. And it is power-packed. The products are so amazing. And we're going to get started. So before we go into the products, we have something spectacular. Be sure to get your notebook out, get your pen out, because we want to recognize and hear from our newest diamonds. We're going to start with Laura Pfeiffer, and we want to welcome Laura. And so let's put up Laura's slide and welcome Laura. We are just so thrilled. Now, if you want to be able to see these slides, hit your minimize button so that you're not seeing everybody's pictures, and then you'll be able to see the slides. So welcome, Laura Pfeiffer.
Thank you. That was a great slide, by the way, so thank you for that. That was cute. So Terry wanted me to, my understanding is that you wanted me to cover the information that I covered at
Absolutely.
the dinner.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
How did you get to Diamond?
Okay. Well, to get to Diamond, you constantly are trying new things, and you can't just set your ways on one thing and expect to do that. So you constantly need to be up on technology changes and the things that you're going to be doing now. 10 years from now, you won't be. It's just going to be constantly changing. So I thought I would just give you some tips of things that we're doing this summer. I'm trying to take things off of Facebook a little more and trying to come up with creative ideas to be able to reach out and work with people who want to be worked with, who want to grow their business. So we are doing a 90-day, I call it the next 90 days. And so you constantly want to keep your team engaged for 90 days more, and then 90 days more, and then they're going to be engaged. So we are doing a Marco Polo group right now, and whoever wanted to come in and build their business during the summer, they came into this group, but we probably have around 30 that are participating right now. And so I get on there and I do like a weekly challenge. Okay, this week you're going to do this. And basically we're just getting back to the basics. Their first week, they needed to focus on their why. Second week, their names list. So it didn't matter what rank or what level, but everybody can go in there and get a chance to talk on Marco Polo. I always tell them, keep it like a minute or less. And everybody's been inspired by everyone, growing. It's been neat to see all the action that people have who are engaged this summer, who want to grow their business. So that's been helpful. Terry, did you have a question? You're muted.
Beverly?
Okay. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I
want you to clarify something I just heard, because I think it's very exciting. You're asking people to do a minute or less video on Marco Polo, and they're sharing what they're doing. And so there's about 30, you have about 30 people participating. And so they're all just back and forth sharing ideas of what they're doing.
Yeah, so week 1, they're sharing their why, and they're getting to know each other, like they're introducing building relationships within there. And then week 2, we focused on their names list, and everyone I challenged them to 100 names. Now, if they felt that was too aggressive, I said, then bump it down to 50, but I really feel like you could probably bump out 100 names, go through your Facebook contacts, go through everything. And so they did that, and then week 3, they had to tell us their non-negotiables. How many classes can you teach in 1 month during June, July, and August? What is your non-negotiable number for you? My non-negotiable number used to be 10, but that's no longer the case. I'm doing 4 this summer.
Okay.
So I've got June covered, yeah. So we just do different challenges like that, and everybody's coming back in and reporting their results, how things are going. Everybody's being real with each other. We all have no-shows that come to class, so, or, at our classes. So if they're struggling, then we can all cheer them on. So it's just a community group.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, this is fantastic. Fantastic. What else are you doing, Laura?
Let's see, I talked about Marco Polo. Constantly, I am focusing on the Millionaire Mindset book. Yes. And I've been traveling around to different teams, and as long as they read the book or listened to it, I prefer to listen to audiobooks because that's what I have time for right now. I'm taking those people who want to meet on a certain night, and I'm treating them to dinner, but the requirement was they had to listen or read to that book, because I want to change our team's mindset. Yes. I just feel like there's too much of a poverty mindset.
Yeah. We're losing your audio.
So that's been really engaging, and people really enjoyed that time that we've had together.
What about the people that live too far away to go to dinner?
Then, we can definitely talk about it online, or we could even, that's a good point. We could do a Marco Polo, but I haven't had too many people outside of the area. If they wanted to talk about it, I would do that. So, that's where technology comes into play. You could do a Zoom or different things like that.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Again, I just love what you're saying, is that you're getting a little bit away from Facebook and you're getting more into actual, once again, classes, letting people experience the products.
Yes, absolutely. I love classes. That's how I built my business. I'm always a fan of classes.
Fantastic. Fabulous. Well, Laura, what advice would you give someone who's on this call and they just feel stuck? What advice would you give them? To listen to the Millionaire Mindset tapes, obviously. What kind of advice would you give them?
My advice is, if you're feeling stuck, switch something up. What is it that you can change? So we've switched things up. Instead of doing Facebook invites to classes, I'm still doing that, and I'm still making them public links, but I'm going on Project Broadcast and I'm texting out class links, and I've had such a good response to that. Just this week alone, I've had lots of people come to my last couple classes, and it's all because of Project Broadcast. I would say, in Oily Tools, you can download zip codes, and you could see wherever you're going to teach. Let's just say my hometown, I can pull up all the zip codes in the area, and I can target those, and I can say, I'm going to be at this coffee shop at this time with all the new products. If I can teach a one-on-one class, just come and meet me, and let's just, talk or whatever. So I've had such good luck with that. So I suggest just think outside the box and think of something different that you can do. Switch things up.
And I'm sure the statistics are amazing on the number of people that are now texting as opposed to reading an email.
Yeah, 95% are reading your text. Yes.
95% are reading our text, you guys. So this is a huge, huge, important component of our business. Laura, are you using the 21 days when someone buys a starter kit? Are you using the text that we created called the 21 days to the starter kit?
So I actually hired a person she's gonna take over my Project Broadcast. I'm still doing a lot of it, but yes, we're gonna start doing that as well.
Okay, super.
So it's gonna go out to the new people. And something else that we've implemented this summer is we're welcoming the new members, and then I am inviting them to a Zoom call with me, and I'm calling it the unveiling of the box.
I love it. So it's the new members Zoom.
Yeah. Like last month, June for May signups, we had probably 15 to 20 people show up just for that Zoom, and they were asking questions that I've already noticed this month. They've already started enrolling people.
Oh my gosh, that
So
is
I think it's just going to help more engagement. It's going to help them open their box. It's going to help teach them, hey, use your oils. And then we should start seeing not so many people falling off.
Absolutely. Let me ask you, to invite those people, did you do a project broadcast text
Yes.
invite?
Yep, that's the only way they got the invite. Yep. And then we're doing the same exact concept with the new rankers. Whoever had the new rankers for the month, they get to have a Zoom call with me as well. And they can ask me any kind of questions. We go through the compensation plan. We go through whatever questions they might have.
Okay, that's absolutely fabulous. Yeah, fantastic. Listen, if you guys have a question for Laura, put it in the chat box. We've only got just 4 more minutes with Laura. And so, wow, this is really powerful information, Laura, very, very powerful. Especially this Zoom class with the new members. Yes, look at this girl, look at her. And there's Jim with Mary Young, getting their amazing, beautiful, the Diamond Award is just absolutely gorgeous this year. So,
Yeah.
What was your favorite memory about that moment, Laura?
Oh, it was so emotional. Like I was crying, and it was just, you're happy, you're excited. Just, I was so scared to go up there. I'm just going to be real. I was like, they're like, okay, all the diamonds come backstage, and I didn't want to leave my seat. And my team was like, Laura, you can do it. I'm like, okay.
Oh my gosh, it was so
Just,
thrilling.
yeah.
So
But
thrilling.
Terry, there's something I've been meaning to tell you, and I haven't done it yet. But that night when we were speaking at your event at convention, and you recognized Jim, I just have to say that was huge, and I want to thank you for that.
Oh my
That
gosh,
made-
you're so welcome.
That made
You're so
such
welcome.
a difference in his confidence level. And then that night we had our own team event, and all the guys spoke at our team event, and they were all like, we want to help our wives. We want to do this. So that was just, the whole night was powerful.
Wow.
So I
that's
just
so
want to say thank you.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, I meant it with all my heart. I just love the fact that Jim is for you, and he knows how hard you've worked. And again, it's just that sometimes we have to literally say it. We literally have to tell people so they know that we appreciate them. So it was my pleasure. Well, Laura, thank you. You are such an inspiration to so many people, and I'm so excited to be part of your team and so blessed. And thank you for sharing.
Thank you for having me.
All right. And so, guys, I hope you're taking great notes. These are $1 million tips you're getting right now, $1 million tips. Next, we want to welcome the one and the only Pamela Hunter. Welcome, Pamela.
Unmuted. Hi, I hope the sound is okay. I just taught a yoga class, an urban Zen class, and thought I've got to get out of that space because I have other classes going on, and I'm sitting in a bunch of ants. So let's hope I don't have ants in my pants after this. So let me know if the sound is not good. I just ran outside. So
Sounds great.
Oh, okay. So what did you want me to cover? What I said?
What you shared at convention was fabulous. You shared, 3 activities that you have done to reach Diamond, and you shared 3 leadership qualities that you are developing to be the best leader.
Yeah, I want to say, Laura, I so enjoy your inspiration because, and I love how we start to think alike at this level, because I'm also doing oils outside of the box for my new members like that too. So I think that's pretty awesome that we all are thinking the same. The 3 things I shared then was some stuff I learned from attending Highest Potential Academy. And I've been 3 years in a row. And this last year was very profound to me. You learn who you can be mentored by. And one of the people that I really like to talk to, and my husband respects him as well, he's been to my home, is Ryan Daly. And he helped Mary Young create our compensation plan. And I really like the way he shares information. So I'm going to share some things that I learned from him. And one of them was embrace the boredom. So what I found happening to me and to my team was that we were looking around at everybody else and what they were doing and all the new stuff, and we let go of some of the older things that we were doing, and that we had to get back to it and embrace the boredom of those monotonous classes, talking about the premium starter kit. You got to constantly have classes going on. You got to constantly have, whether you're doing conference calls or we do Zoom calls like Laura mentioned, and you got to find fresh new ways for you to be energetic about what you may find the same old thing. And that really hit home to me, that I was constantly trying to change what I was doing instead of doing what was working. And so we went back to grassroots of getting our classes scheduled, making sure we're getting product in front of everyone, making sure that the number one thing we're doing is talking product and educating about what's out there. We can get so caught up in all this personal development, which is also important. It's so important. Yet, are you able to put that in and keep product going in people's hands? And what I found is my team was so enthralled in the personal development of whose book next do they have to get, or what do they have to do, that they weren't making the phone calls and sending the text messages and sending the emails and doing the Facebook posts. They actually put the product in people's hands. So we embraced the boredom and we got back to grassroots. So if you want more about that, it's in 12 Days of Diamonds. I did a whole talk on embrace the boredom. Then the big one for me was the power of 3. And teaching my team to go, yeah, you go to a talk and you'll have 20 people there and maybe 6 people sign up. Of course, feed all 6 of them, but pick 3 of them that you're going to take all the way from the beginning to the end, meaning all the way through all the products. Set up your phone calls where you're meeting with them on a regular basis and embrace those 3. And if out of those 3, one doesn't show up, then let them go and pick somebody else, but always keep working on 3 people, very, very detailed with those 3. And the cream will rise to the top. And sometimes we get so into the abundance of people and the abundance of things going on that we don't stay in the process with people. And so that really helped me stay. The word stay is big. I stay. If you just say that to yourself and look in the mirror and go, do I stay with my people? You might find the reflection going, yeah, no, I've got to call so-and-so and such, and I've got a whole list of people that I didn't stay with. Now I got to get back in the game and I got to get back in communication with them. So that power of 3 was very big for me. What's the other one that I talked about? Let me think. I know I talked about showing up. I think that a big piece is, and I loved what Laura said, because that was a lot of her message was about showing up. Show up to be in that, read that book, and show up with your classes, and show up everywhere. And you know, when your leaders are having Zoom calls, they need all the leaders of the team to be on there as well, because there's strength in numbers. And when all of us if we have an out of the box talk, then if all of us jump on that call together and bring all of our people, that creates a huge community. Mm-hmm. And people want to belong to something bigger than themselves. So the more people we can show are a part of something, the more energy is going to come out of that. So that showing up, and of course you got to market it and you got to show it to do that. So I don't ever say the same thing twice, Terry, so I don't know if I'm saying the same.
No, you're doing fabulous. And
but Marketing Sense. I want to talk about Marketing Sense because Terry and Tracy and Beverly were really helpful at convention to say, I have my leaders on Marketing Sense, and now I'm making a bigger plunge into anybody that's working with me from my team has to do Marketing Sense website. And I'm kind of making that a boundary that you got to give it a try. You got to get educated on it. You got to go through the boot camp. Once you're through the boot camp, then you can talk to me. And I'm getting more and more education on all the intricate details of using a contact manager system like Marketing Sense is. I've been using it for years, and I use I use a bigger platform for all my other company stuff that I do that isn't oil related, and I find it to be one of my best tools. So that's why I've spread Marketing Sense for the oils to my team and the leaders for sure, because that's where we're going to have continuity in what we're doing and be able to have those follow-up tools and work smarter, not harder.
Fantastic.
So,
I just absolutely love one thing you just said that I want to just highlight, Pamela, about showing up is a lot of times we think, well, I'll just go back and listen to the recording. But what they forget is that if you don't show up, your energy is not in that meeting.
That's right.
And we as leaders, we need the energy of our core team members, our inner circle team members need to show up and rend their energy. And also, obviously, you can ask questions.
Yes.
I think the thing, and I've never heard you talk on this, so I must have missed that teaching you did about embracing the boredom. I just think this is so mind-boggling for me, Pamela, having been in this for so long. Yeah. We do. We feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I want to keep doing this or that, but you're right. What is it that gets the results? What is it? And you got to keep doing that because
once you find, if you walk into a meeting and you have signed up 10 people out of 11, you did something right then. So why change it?
Yeah, exactly. But what I also like you said is find other ways to do it, to keep it exciting, to keep expanding. We don't have to teach it the same exact way every time. We can expand our thinking on how to teach that premium starter class.
Yes. Yeah. And that's the basis of what we do, right? So I think some people fall off and think, I don't feel like doing classes. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be with those beginners. Yeah. How are you going to sell? How are you going to actually share the oils then?
Yeah. So Pamela, what do you do with your people to encourage them to make a commitment, such as, I know one of the most powerful things Laura did when she made that decision to become Diamond, she decided that she was going to teach 10 classes a month. And some of those were teaching classes for her team members, of course. It wasn't just finding new people, but she made that commitment. What strategies have you used that have worked with your team to encourage your team members to make some concrete decisions and commitments for their business?
For me, it is, I meet with my leaders one-on-one and we spend some really quality time together looking at their entire business. And I do that life coaching skill. I'm a health coach, life coach of 20 years. So I do that type of work with my leaders. And I'm constantly teaching classes. So I model the behavior for them to do, and they fall right into that. So for me to go Diamond, I knew that I needed OGV. And I looked at my downline and I was like, okay, they're doing all they can because I have amazing educators. I have a huge foundation of highly educated leaders and leaders that go off and do it themselves. And I so honor that we've been through that path. So it is about motivation, but for me, it's like they need to see me doing it and then they do it too.
Exactly.
And yesterday I had a 3-hour meeting with one of my builders and then an hour meeting with her husband and her on the phone. And it was such a beautiful day because the question arose that, she's working so hard, and when is this going to change? No, it's not. It's not going to change. You can work smarter, but you're always, as a leader, going to be putting that time in, and you're going to be signing up people.
Yes.
So it doesn't stop. And anybody that tells you it does is not truthful.
Well, yeah, I agree. But I also can say the beauty of how it changes when you reach the higher ranks. A lot of what I do happens when I'm traveling.
It happens so naturally because your words are so good. You've got it so down by that time that you have so much fun doing it, and it gets easier because you're so good at it. But it doesn't mean that stops, and that you stop as a leader signing people up because other people are doing it for you.
Well, there's another thing to consider, and not only signing people up, but just the fact of what is our motivation. So we have to be sure that our motivation, Pamela, is to add value to other people's life. If our motivation is knowing that we want to add value in their health, in their finances, in their family life, then it's not work. It's just not work. It's absolutely pleasurable,
Yes. Yeah, I guess, Terry, that's not an issue in my team, really. It's just not, because we're all practitioners.
Yeah.
That's what we are. So what I needed, when I found my cousin and got her involved, Melody Lane, and she's a YouTube star of 100,000 followers, I, for the first time, was with someone that was motivated by a dollar sign. And she wasn't motivated to get people on oils by that, but her whole business that she does is like, it just comes. And I was like, I've never seen anything like it before. And then her caring, I didn't have to motivate her. She just cared about her community so much that she wanted to show them the oils to have a better life. And it just went like wildfire. 129 people in 2 weeks she signed up on Essential Rewards, and they're still there because of caring and sharing, is what I call it. And we coach them for 8 weeks on Monday nights, and then we're on Zoom with them once a month now. And that's my leaders seeing that you could think big like that and find someone that has a community that wants to care about others. And then watching her go, let's be smart about this, with her videos and the way she does it, was real education and motivation to my team. So I look forward to the texting. I'm not on Project Broadcast at this point. I'm kind of waiting for Marketing Sense to put that all together.
Yeah, they're very close.
That new system.
Yeah. Pamela, in closing, because I know you and Laura and I have to go to the Diamond Call. In closing, Pamela, what would be one or two leadership, personal development tools that you are passionate about that you would recommend to the team? Or a book, or a CD series, something that really has value to you.
This is where I am different than the other network marketers. I am completely turned off by all that network marketing stuff. I'm talking about personal development. I know. So I meet with my leaders individually, and I work with them on what will help them. So just yesterday in that meeting, I said, you know what? You've been following Darren Hardy for many years. Now try Wayne Dyer's stuff. Try somebody else. But I don't have one specific for the entire team to follow, because my leaders are all so different of where they are on the journey. And we've been doing personal development for years with being practitioners, that I have to look at it individually. I don't look at it as a team situation.
Yeah, that's good.
That's one of the things that it rolls for me. And that's one of the things that I had to embrace about myself, that I can't follow the masses and say, this is what we're going to do now. It's more individualized for people. Some of us are reading Standing on the Edge by Roshi Joan Halifax about helping people through the end of life and learning compassion through helping that. Totally off the cuff of the norm of the books of motivational books. So for me, I just have to be honest, it's on an individual basis that I work with that. And the one thing that we're doing now is we have 6 a.m. calls on Wednesday mornings. So I was up at 6 a.m. this morning with my 12 top leaders, and I do a leadership message. Today was perseverance, not giving up. And then we went into a program that we're looking into launch for enrollers. And not ready to roll that out yet because I haven't done it yet, but it's from another Royal Crown Diamond that has been kind of guiding us on the Diamond chat, and we're looking into doing that. So we're constantly looking at things as a team, but individually for personal growth.
Beautiful. Well, Pamela, let's all, guys, give Pamela and Laura a huge congratulations on reaching their goal. And you guys are such an inspiration. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
And we'll turn it over to Beverly. Are you there, Bev?
I am. And Christina. Christina, I'm unmuting you just in case.
Okay.
All right. Well, everyone, our amazing and awesome diamonds have to go to their diamond call. But we are just getting excited because we want to show you all of the brand new products that came out from convention, give you an awesome recap about some things that we learned. And Christina, is there anything that you would like to say before we get started here?
No, other than the fact that I'm not all beautiful because I've been canning green beans. So just, I had lots of green beans when I came back from Biloxi, Mississippi, and I've been busy doing that.
Awesome. That's
Can you
exciting.
see me? Can you guys see me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I can't see me. So, all right. But yeah, let's get started, Bev.
All right. Well, so this was a really exciting, I don't know about you, Christina, but I was almost emotional at the oils that were at this convention because they were blended by Gary Young before he passed. And if you smell these oils, I mean, they just have those fingerprints all over them. And one thing I do want to say too is that the graphics that you're seeing, for the most part, are from getord.com. So if you want to share this with your team, if you are looking at these products and you're thinking they're amazing, we are going to share these slides with everybody. But if you want to make your own, you can honor those guys by going to getord.com and grabbing a subscription from them. It's amazing, and they create really nice stuff. So the Freedom Oil is actually a blend of fractionated coconut oil along with copaiba. It has sacred frankincense, Idaho blue spruce, vetiver, lavender, peppermint, palo santo, valerian, and rue, all blended together in the same bottle, and it smells absolutely amazing. It was designed so that when you breathed it in, that it would help you raise above life's concerns with freedom, which I think is just amazing. Christina, do you have anything that you would like to?
Not on the oils. I think you're going to cover that really well.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so the Freedom Essential Oil Blend was actually formulated exclusively by Gary D. Young, or D. Gary Young, and it's a crucial component that's actually in Freedom Sleep and in Freedom Relief in those collection bundles. But it's also supposed to be very peace promoting. You can only get it in the 5 milliliter size. And right now it is sold out, but all of these products, when you purchase them, they're available for purchase right now as a quick order. And when you do it as a quick order, you can't apply your Essential Rewards points, but you will be able to start doing that as of July the 1st. But you may want to grab a few of these products because you know they're going to sell out really quickly.
Well, even I'd like to just add to the Freedom Oil. I had ordered 5 or 6 additional bottles before I left convention to have shipped to me, and I just got a back order notification from them little pink slip that says, sorry, we're back ordered, but they will send it. So they may or may not be in stock at this point, but if they're allowing you to order them, you better go for it.
Yes, I agree. And I got one too for my So, but you know, add it to your quick oil, especially some of the really fun ones. I did bring some back with me from convention, which is awesome. But yeah, these are great blends. They smell really amazing. And so this is the Journey On blend. And this one, I think it just smells so, this one actually did come in my box when I made my order over at convention, which is amazing. And it just has such a good scent to it. The Journey On oil, you know, I don't know how many of you got to hear Mary Young speak. I know I was doing a live broadcast, but that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody was just watching that or on the digital ticket. But as Gary DeYoung was passing, this was actually the blend that he asked to be applied to him. And he had just created it. And as a matter of fact, in the product guides that they handed out at convention, this Journey On blend is actually not even in the product guide. Like, that's how quickly they got it packaged and out to us. But Journey On is just an amazing smelling oil. And I can't tell you what's in it because it wasn't in the guide, but it's amazing. I think you can grab this one. It is in stock, and I would highly recommend that you do so.
I think some of the things that I was able to smell with my nose, there is some really earthy, like oregano, and he probably used the Ecuador oregano, that Plantaracus or whatever that one is. But you also smell a hint. You smell Palo Santo, and you smell Roman chamomile, and that's the flower and the sticks on either side of the picture. That's Palo Santo on the right, and then Roman chamomile. I also smelled a hint of cinnamon, so it may have been cassia or cinnamon or something of that family. So it was a great mixture. It was just a great blend. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I agree. It smells amazing. So that's the Journey On. And then with this oil, this one, oh my gosh, it smells so clean and really, really fresh. And so it almost reminds me of Jade Lemon. And so this essential oil, it's actually a single oil, but it's a native shrub that grows wild along the southeastern coast of Australia and Tasmania. And I think it's pronounced Kunzea. Does that sound right, Christina?
Yes.
Okay, so Kunzea was used for centuries by native cultures. And the Kunzea plant has these beautiful little blossoms, and they're commonly referred to as a white cloud. So the little blossoms are both white and pink, and they're found growing in very sandy soil. So it's in the coastal regions, and it feeds native insects and birds and animals. And we actually created a farm that helps to sustainably grow these Kunzea shrubs, because they were just being cut down and burned by a lot of natives and by people who would come in. When they wanted to distill the oil, they would actually destroy the tree or the shrub. And what Gary DeYoung discovered was that the most powerful Kunzea oil came from very mature trees. And it only required that you do a very small cut into the bark of the tree to allow the resin to actually come out, and then it could be captured and distilled. So it reminds me of frankincense that way. But it can actually be used alongside purification to help purify the air instead of tea tree. But it has a more pleasant aroma and a more mild sensation when you apply it topically. But it's a very spicy, really woodsy, but it's a very uplifting scent. And it can also help to soothe fatigued muscles, and it works to reduce the appearance of blemishes as well. So It's very, very clean. This is one of my favorite ones that I started to diffuse. Kunzia cannot be ingested, so it's for topical or aromatic use only. And when you use it on top, you may want to dilute it with 1 drop, so 1 drop to 1 drop of V6. But it has no photosensitive constituents to it, so you can actually put it on. It can help to soothe your muscles, and if you are outside or if you're in an environment that is sunny, you don't have to worry about that increasing the possibility that you will burn because it has no photosensitive constituents. So that is our newest oils, you guys, and they're amazing.
It also has high notes of lilac. So I think that's really what makes it so fresh and clean. And, you know, even though it's woodsy, it's a very light woodsy, like you were saying. But I love that lilac. In fact, I only have a half a bottle left because we diffused it in our truck all the way back to St. Louis. And it's just become my favorite oil. I also had some discomfort above my kneecaps. I've been doing a lot of squats at the gym and a lot of lunges, and so I've had some muscle soreness, and I took the Kunzia because it was supposed to help fatigue muscles, and I just rubbed it in straight. I didn't dilute it, and I got a lot of great relief and support.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm going on a road trip right next after this, so I will be bringing my Kunzia.
Great.
All right, so next, guys, this thing is gorgeous. Christina, did you see the lantern at the expo?
Oh yeah, and of course I have one because I got the Freedom Pack, and so it came with it. And I had my first product review last night live in my home because I have 8 classes a month, and they were just amazed at the fact that this will run 10 hours on intermittent setting.
Yes, that's awesome. All the way through the night. So I know I set a diffuser in my kids' bedrooms at night. And so it's nice to know that this one will actually go all the way through the night. Because even if you put it on continuous but low, it goes for 8 hours. So it's really good on either setting.
I think the candle flicker mode is really pretty.
And you can change the colors of the light, you guys. So it can look like candle flicker, or it can be orange, or it can be purple. There's like a few different color settings that you can use. And so it does plug into the wall. I know that there's a few people who were thinking that it was battery powered, but it's not. It does actually plug in. So there you go, our new diffuser. It's so gorgeous. Okay, so let's talk about Mighty Pro. I have kids that have digestive issues. Okay. And, you know, my little Eric has had the worst luck with being able to digest anything. And he was becoming one of these kids that when I would drop them off to a friend's house or something like that, like I was having to either bring food with him or leave an entire list of instructions for whoever was watching him. And it wasn't awesome. And so when the Mighty Pro came along, I actually picked this up from convention, and I've been having my kids do 1 packet every single day. And they actually call it their pixie stick. And let me grab and open one here really quick. Like I said, I'm going on a road trip, so I've already packed up the bag. But like this is one of their little pouches, and it's powder. You can kind of see it dry on the other side. It's powder. And it has this great kind of a sour taste to it, and they just love it. Like they really feel as though it is their pixie stick. So the Mighty Pro supports gastrointestinal and immune system health in children, and it really helps to balance the bacteria that is in the gut. Now, Christina, one of the things that I heard at convention, but it was a little lost on me, was the difference between a prebiotic and a probiotic. Would you happen to know what that is?
Yeah, I do. You know, with Life 9, I've always taught to take your Life 9 at night, and preferably at least 2 hours after your evening meal. And the reason is because a probiotic needs food in order to grow. The great thing about Mighty Pro is it does 1 division every 20 minutes after 12 hours. It continues to divide as long as it has food. So the prebiotic is actually the wolfberry that provides the nutrition and the food for that probiotic. Isn't that awesome? It's right there in it. So we don't need to think that a prebiotic is some, off the planet type of supplement that you have to look for. No, it's all in there. So if you see the little wolfberries there on the table in this particular slide, that's your little prebiotic. And it's going to feed those little bacteria, those 8 billion live cultures in order to proliferate your gut. So, I mean, does it get any better than that? We got the wolfberry, we got the good bacteria, and we're just really proliferating a healthy gut to balance those kiddos. And it isn't just about the kids. This may be a great pre and probiotic for yourself. I tend to really like Life 9, and sometimes we'll take, 4 in an evening. There's nothing wrong with taking a lot of probiotic, but just make sure that they have something to feed on, and that's your prebiotic. That's your that's your dinner meal, or your your little snack before you go to bed.
That's awesome. Yeah, my kids love it, and it is good for adults as well, but definitely safe for kids, which is amazing. So so there you go. That's the Mighty Pro. Okay, so next we have einkorn berries. And for all of you who love to grind your own flour and bake your own bread, that is what these are for. And Christina, do you do that as well? Do you grind your own flour when you bake bread?
I do not. I'm not a bread eater. For those of you who know me, I am gluten-free. However, I have been able to tolerate einkorn since inception. So I've always used the einkorn flour. Now, for me, back in the day, I used to do a lot of millet and a lot of barley and a lot of whole grain cereals. So to be able to cook this, and it's probably going to take about 40 minutes on the stove to cook this to make it palatable. A lot of people don't understand that this is the whole wheat berry. This is the whole einkorn berry, and that it needs to be cooked for quite a while. If you have one of those XL power cookers or, a pressure cooker of some type, it's not going to take nearly as long to get it to be soft, but you can add like figs or, dried fruit. Apricots would be like over the top. I would love that. And you can sweeten it with maple syrup or, we used to have our agave. We don't anymore, but find a natural sweetener and use almond milk, and you've got a great breakfast cereal. You can also use it like, what is that? You can, just lightly crack it and then use it like cracked wheat as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and that's what, they had so many recommendations for what to do with the berries. And, this is really just what's left over or what comes next. Like after the plant is harvested, they dehusk it, they clean it, and you've got the berries. So, yes, I've seen people using these as their breakfast cereal. I've seen them putting it even as a whole berry into like a muffin mix or something like that to give it some texture. So there's a lot that you can do with these. Even if you don't, I know several people were like, oh, I love grinding my own flour from wheat berries. And so now they have einkorn berries. So this is a great product. Now, speaking of breakfast cereal, we now have einkorn flake cereal. And this actually tasted amazing. Like, I can't wait to get this into the hands of my kids because it really reminded me of like a lightly sweetened, almost as if you had a Raisin Bran that had the raisins taken out and you were just left with the flakes. It had such a great flavor to it. And it's whole einkorn flour and oat bran that's actually in it. And you can, it lasts, like if you pour milk on top of it, it still stays nice and crunchy, but you have 25 grams of whole grains in it and 4 grams of protein. and every single serving, which is great.
Yes, and another great thing about all the einkorn products is that there's only 14 chromosomes in einkorn, so it makes it really easily digestible. So if you have, you know, a touchy tummy, this is the grain to go for. It really is. This is so much more digestible.
Yes, yeah, and it's also, it is sweetened, but it's sweetened with a organic coconut sugar. So if you're watching your sugar, you may have to just kind of test it and see if it will work for you, but it is very lightly sweetened. And so when I tried a little bit of it, I want to say, let me see here, there is 4 grams of sugar and 3/4 of a cup. So just so all you guys know that. Okay, so this line of products right here, I feel like I have been waiting for this to come out because I love the Orange Blossom facial wash. It is a fantastic product, and now we've got a bar soap, and we have the brand new Orange Blossom moisturizer. So this facial wash, my skin is really sensitive, and there's not a whole lot that I can use on it, but I can actually use the Orange Blossom facial wash. And Christina, I don't know when they came out with Orange Blossom, but I feel like it was the last label to kind of like catch up with the new labels. Like it always just looked so old, you know?
They've had it, well, I've been in Young Living going on 20 years, and they've had it ever since I got in. So it's been around for a long, long time, and it's one of my oldest daughter's favorite. And the neat thing about Orange Blossom, which I'm sure you found to be true as well, Beverly, is that it lasts forever. You
Yes.
use such a small amount. And this new container that it's in has that pump. And I have gotten really good with my Gentle Foaming Cleanser to use the half, you know, do a half pump.
Yeah.
So learn to do a half pump with your Orange Blossom because you don't need very much at all. It lasts a long time.
Yes, and I'm telling you, a little dab will do you. So one of the original Orange Blossom bottles would last, oh my gosh, probably close to 6 months because it's just so, you use such a small amount. And it works really well, especially on your makeup. When you do your, like if you wear waterproof makeup, like I wear waterproof mascara, this really works well to actually take it off as well. So Orange Blossom we've had, there's really nothing, what they did with the formula though, the reason why this one is different is because they actually removed all of the items that had any sort of gluten in it. And they made sure that now every single ingredient is 100% plant-based. So those are the changes to the reformulation of Orange Blossom. Is they basically, I mean, for people who are hypersensitive to gluten, they're celiac, you know, you can't even use that in your facial washes. And Orange Blossom has now had all of those removed, so you don't have to worry about being sensitive to it.
I think one thing I'd like to add is sometimes we forget that these naturally derived face washes are great for men as well. And they're great for teenagers with oily skin because it is good for normal to oily skin. So remember that. So I'm not a user anymore of Orange Blossom. I tend to be drier because I'm a lot older. But for those who tend to oily to normal skin, men, women, teenagers alike, this is the facial wash for them.
Yes, yeah. And for the men as well. So my son, you know, he feels weird about trying to do the whole girl wash face thing. So this charcoal bar soap is fantastic. And it has activated charcoal in it. And when, I don't know what you would imagine that this would smell like, but when you pick up the bar and you smell it, it smells just like the Orange Blossom facial wash. So it has the same blend as the Orange Blossom essential oil, and the charcoal soap really leaves your skin feeling very purified, very soft and very hydrated. Charcoal is fantastic at drawing out impurities. And what's nice about this is that you can use it on your face and your body. Like, for some reason, the guys tend to like all-in-one products instead of these individual, bottles. They want one thing that will do it all. And yeah, it absorbs so much of the dirt and oil and impurities that can be left on top of your skin because of that activated charcoal, that it will not strip. It's so gentle that it's not going to strip down your skin's natural moisture barrier. So it won't leave your skin feeling dry or itchy, which is important for me here in Colorado. It's very dry, but it also has very moisturizing ingredients in it. There's no sulfates in it. There's no parabens or dyes or synthetic fragrances or preservatives. It's both vegan and cruelty-free. So it's 100% plant-based, and it will also help to unclog pores. So it's a great soap, you guys.
Yeah, and remember too that these 3 products have been dermatologist reviewed and tested. And like you said, they have not been tested on animals at all. They just used people, which is a good thing. And also, I just wanted to add that some of the botanicals in these orange blossom products include St. John's wort, calendula, kelp, rose flower, chamomile flower, algae, camellia, which is a really great oil, lemon peel, orange peel, and apple extract. Some of the naturally clean essential oils in these products are lavender, lemon, rosemary, and patchouli. And if you know anything about patchouli, you'll know that this is awesome for the skin.
Okay, so this is, it has always been missing. We've always had a gap with Orange Blossom Lovers because we've never had face moisturizer. And so now we have great Orange Blossom face moisturizer, and this moisturizer is fantastic. It's not heavy, it's not greasy, which is great, but it can soothe and calm your skin. So I tend to have rosacea, and if I go out in the sun for too long or things like that, like my skin, use the wrong product, it will inflame. And so this really helps with that irritation. And it does it because of, it has the St. John's wort in it, as well as kelp and the apple, which Christina had mentioned before. But it's great, it's hydrating, it's a benefit to oily skin. It moisturizes and improves the appearance of your skin without any irritation. And it's all, again, totally naturally derived, completely plant-based ingredients, and it's vegan friendly. So it's a fantastic product, and it's so silky smooth. You can also use it with combination skin too. So it's made for all skin types, but it definitely helps as well. It doesn't over moisturize. So if you have oily skin, you don't have to worry about that popping on your or causing any inflammation. So there's also, it's gluten-free as well. It's not technically certified gluten-free, but every gluten-free containing plant has been, is not included. So when they formulated it, they did it with no gluten in it. So also, it is not photosensitive either. So yeah, so just so that you know that is, yes. So Christina, is there anything you want to add about the moisturizer?
Well, one of the key ingredients that I was kind of enthralled about was that it has licorice root extract. It also has moisturizing additives like cocoa butter, vitamin E, which we know is good for scarring. I think for me, this is a great daytime moisturizer because sometimes our really, heavy duty moisturizers are a little heavy for daytime, and I'll use those at night, like the sandalwood moisturizer. But even for me with real dry skin, this is light enough and it goes under the makeup well. I really think that they did a good job on coming up with this. They did some surveys, And one of the surveys said that 90% in the survey said it helped to keep the skin hydrated. And 82% in the survey said that the moisturizer has helped them to support clear skin. So if they had a tendency toward breakouts, 87% or 82%, excuse me, said that it helped to keep their skin clear.
That's awesome. That's really good to know. Oh my gosh. Okay. Jumping into these Mariah products. I brought these back with me from convention and I absolutely love them. So this is the Mariah, the cleansing oil. And I had seen on YouTube and on Facebook, all of these people talking about giving yourself an oil facial, even if you have oily skin, that this is by far the best way to actually cleanse your skin. And so Young Living came out with this facial cleansing oil. And what you do is on your dirty skin, you put about 4 pumps, 3 or 4 pumps or so into your hands, and you rub your hands together and you wipe it over your face. And the first time you do it, it feels, it literally feels like you just wiped your face with like coconut oil or something like that. You're like, what am I doing? But when you put it on and you massage it into the skin, it just, it removes all of the makeup, the impurities. You can like kind of almost feel them coming off. And then all you have to do is rinse your face with warm water, and it gives you this very luxurious, glowing skin. And for the first time, I don't really get compliments on my skin one way or the other, but I walked into a room the other day and there was a woman there who actually asked me what I used for my face cream, because my skin had like a glow to it, and the only thing that I have really changed is adding this this cleansing oil to it. And yeah, definitely one of my favorite products. And it smells so wonderful. The key ingredients are the ylang ylang essential oil. It has the Joy blend in it, which is one of my favorites anyway. But you also have jojoba in it, and you have the argan oil. So it's very supportive to your skin. And I just love this one. You can, so it's safe for all skin types. Again, 100% plant-based, naturally derived ingredients. It is vegan. It's cruelty-free. It's not tested on animals. But more than that, the way that it leaves your skin feeling is just out of this world.
Okay, it's pronounced Mira. And if you have read The One Gift, Mira is the the caravan leader's wife, and Mira means Mary. And so this was actually named after Mary Young, Mira. And if you haven't read The Gift, you have to read The One Gift. It just will put you in that space. And I love the Mira shave oil. I've used it ever since it first came out in convention a couple years ago, and I had actually found argan oil works really well with my skin. Being older skin, it keeps it hydrated. It takes away my wrinkles. I have comments all the time, and one of the things that I struggled with the most was my skin because of the Gulf War syndrome. So I would actually use the Mira shave oil on my skin as a moisturizer. So, and I still do, and I still love it. And when they came out with this cleansing oil, I was like, oh my gosh, does it get any better than this? For my skin, this was great. And I agree with someone who posted in the chat, you don't need 3 or 4 pumps. You can, if you're like, when I was on the road, I wasn't wearing makeup. And so 1 pump would do what I needed it to do. If you're wearing a lot of eye makeup, a couple of more pumps would probably help to get all of that off, and it does a great job of that. So I'm just really, really grateful for all of these new Mira products because they speak to my skin for sure.
Yes, mine as well. I really like them.
If you're wanting to use a double cleansing technique, Young Living recommended that you use Mira and then follow it with the Art Gentle Cleanser. Or you can use Mira and follow it with the orange Blossom Cleanser. So you'll really get a deep, deep clean if you do that.
Yeah, and I just tried, you know, I just decided to kind of like pamper my skin the other day. And so I actually started, I don't know if you're supposed to do this, but this is what I did. I started with the satin facial scrub, and I did like a nice exfoliating of my skin. Then I used the cleansing oil and then followed it with the Orange Blossom face wash. And oh my gosh, my skin was amazing. Like it just felt so good. So I probably wouldn't do that every day,
No.
but it was, I mean, I don't know, like maybe once a week, maybe once a month, somewhere in there, but it was very good. Like my skin really loved it.
I think this would be a great teaching point, what you just said, for estheticians who are wanting to incorporate more of Young Living products in their business. So if you have an esthetician that you would like to be training, you know, training her in these different new facial products, I think would just be a boon to her business.
Yes, true. Okay. I got this one as well. The Mira hair oil. And so again, here in Colorado, it's extremely dry. The frizz is real, split ends like crazy. It's just the way that it kind of goes. And more than that, I will color my hair sometimes, and that makes it even more dry and worse off. So, so here's a little, so what I like to do with this, I also like to braid my hair. And when I braid it, you always get the little dry hairs that stick out everywhere. So the first thing that I did with this product is I put a couple of drops in my hands and I put it on my dry hair. And then I braided my hair, and it was amazing. Everything stayed together. It was beautiful the way that it worked. And then I tried it as well on my wet hair, kind of like as a end of the hair conditioner. Like you only want to go from mid to ends. And it's amazing. It really, really works well. It keeps your hair sleek and hydrated, and you can put it into your wet hair and then blow dry your hair or straighten your hair or do whatever it is that you do to style it. And it keeps your hair looking absolutely beautiful, and it smells wonderful. It has the Envision Essential Oil Blend in it. So you get this great, it has Envision, it's got ylang ylang, it has rose in it as well. And it's just an amazing product. I love the hair oil. Okay, so acne treatment. This acne treatment is just out of this world. In the convention, they actually showed women that had acne so bad, it would actually, and my father had really bad acne. He had the acne pox scars on his face because whatever it was that he had would actually poke holes in his skin that would then scar. They had a woman that had that same, you know, more than one, but they did show a few photos, but she had the same openings in her skin that was caused by her acne. She used this for 1 week, and they followed her through 3 weeks. And guys, by the end of the 3rd week, you saw dramatic improvement at the end of week 1, but by the time they got to the end of week 3, it was amazing. Not only were all the openings closed, but there was no new blemishes at all, and her skin was dramatically changed. This is a great product for anybody with acne, or, you know, we all get the occasional blemishes. This is a fantastic one for that. And Manuka is so good for the skin. I use Manuka quite often, and I love that it's in the acne treatment.
Yeah, and it has salicylic acid in it from wintergreen. So that too is very healing. It's got frankincense, it's got rosemary, geranium, lavender, tea tree, and aloe vera in it. So that's really, they're all really good oils as well.
Yes, yes, and it not only will help to heal, but it prevents the development of new acne and pimples and blackheads. And so this one, you guys, I think every teenager should add this, but anybody who gets those blemishes, I still break out. My skin is that sensitive. So I'm really excited to have this product. And as we know, you can't hold up an oil and say, hey, use this oil for the treatment of your acne, because that's not FDA compliant. Well, now we have this over-the-counter product that is FDA compliant, and we can actually recommend it for the treatment of acne to our clients. So this is really exciting.
It is.
Okay, so now we have this new mineral sunscreen. The mineral sunscreen, so what makes this different from the other mineral sunscreen is the fact that the old mineral sunscreen had an SPF of 10. This has an SPF of 50, which is amazing. And Christina, I have a feeling that you can give great information on this product as well.
Well, one of the things that I like to talk about when I'm talking about the non-nano products that we have, a lot of people were not even aware that over-the-counter products, not ours, but other over-the-counter products have nanoplastic in them. Now, what these are they're microscopic plastic balls that when you rub these, non-young living products on your skin, it helps to absorb it into the double layers of skin. And what happens is these tiny microscopic nano balls end up in your bloodstream. Now, are they harmful? We don't know. They have not been using nano products long enough to see, number one, an accumulation, number two, damage, arterial damage, or vein damage. But you know what? For me and my house, we don't want plastic in our bloodstream. So knowing that our research and development teams have looked at this issue and said, guess what? We're going to use essential oils to get it deep into the skin so that it'll protect you very well. But we're not going to use this nanotechnology. And so I really like to talk about our products being non-nano. And then, like I said, most people have never even heard of these plastic balls. So then it gives you an opportunity to say, well, this is what they use and this is what we don't use. So I love the sunscreen. I love the insect repellent. I found that both of those things are really nourishing to my skin. So they really are a double whammy. They're doing more than you ever expected them to do. They're helping your skin stay safe from UVB and UV rays that can be damaging, but they're nourishing your skin at the same time. When I went out to pick my green beans this morning, I used my insect repellent, and I actually use it as a moisturizer. So I know we're not talking about the insect repellent, but these are 3 of our over-the-counter products, our SPF 50, our SPF 10, and our DEET-free insect repellent, which is all 100% plant-based and really nourishing to the skin.
Yes, and one thing too that is good to know is that, there are a lot of reports coming out about how coral reefs are being destroyed by the use of sunscreen.
Yes.
That goes into the ocean and destroys the reefs. This is reef safe. And also, it is recommended by the Skin Cancer Foundation. So we actually have on the bottle, their logo is on there. It's recommended by the Skin Cancer Foundation, and it is a fantastic product, a great sunscreen.
Yeah, we're really excited about it being recommended by the Skin Cancer Foundation. It also, it's TGA compliant, which states that it may assist in preventing some skin cancers. It also may reduce the risk of some skin cancers. So the FDA compliancy says that if used as directed with other skin protection measures, it decreases the risk of skin cancer and early skin aging caused by the sun. I mean, does it get any better than that?
Yeah, early skin aging. That's a good one.
We can all use that.
So we're going to go a little quick through the Savvy Mineral products, not because we don't love them, but because we're already over time. And, I want to make sure that we kind of get everything in, at least as an overview. We will do a separate just Savvy Minerals training because there's so much to go into. But this is great. These are Savvy Mineral primers. I know, especially when I go visit Terry in Florida and you have that humidity, if you don't use a primer, forget about it. You are sweating off all of your makeup. It's gone in 15 minutes. So they have a mattifying primer and a hydrating primer, both, which is amazing. And side note, it'll cleanse the skin and reduce the appearance of blemishes. Again, it has the non-nano ingredients that Christina was just talking about. So not only is it going to create that smooth surface for you to add foundation to, but it is going to minimize your pores, your perfections, your fine lines. These are amazing products, you guys. I couldn't even believe it when I saw everything that these products do.
I agree.
Okay, so next we have the eyeshadows. Now these are pressed powder, and I'm really excited about these because with the other Savvy Mineral eyeshadows, to have them be loose powder, like I have this beautiful palette of loose powder that's like all over the tray that I keep my Savvy Mineral makeup on. These are pressed and they're absolutely beautiful. One of the things about our makeup, you guys, like Jan Wager, her training on Savvy Minerals is amazing and goes a lot deeper into what makes ours different. But they are free from chemicals. There's no trace metal in them. So many products have trace metal, it's ridiculous. All of our Savvy Mineral products don't have any of that in there. And Christina, is there anything that you can add about the Savvy Mineral products as a whole?
Not really. I mean, I love this stuff, and I'm doing a cover and full center spread on Savvy Minerals in our local yoga and spa magazine coming up this month, and I'm really excited about getting some Savvy Mineral starter kits in the hands of people. So I think this is a great thing to market. I think people are looking for a non-mineral oil infused makeup line, and we've got it all.
Yes, yeah, and these are lavender infused, these eyeshadows. So, so I'm just going to go kind of quickly through the new colors and things like that. So our old lipsticks were orange infused. These are cinnamon infused lipsticks in an array of colors. They're absolutely fabulous. We also came out with a brand new brush. This is a Kabuki brush. And this is really good for applying that foundational powder. So the Kabuki brush is awesome. Then with the Mineral Veil, we had Diamond Dust, which was a little bit sparkly. Well, now we have a matte Mineral Veil. And if you're using mineral makeup, it's great once you apply it to have, to apply this veil to your face, like just all over, to kind of set those powders in place.
Jean O'Mara is asking if the shadows have a shine or glitter. It is not matte. It does have a little bit of shine to it, but not nearly as shiny as some of those that you can get on the market today. In fact, I wore the matte Timeless, the eyeshadow Timeless last night for my class, and I was really, really pleased with it. It does not seem to add age to my eyelids at all.
Awesome, that's good to know. Okay, the mascara is back, everybody. So we did release it last convention, but there was a couple of issues with it. They had some things to work out, and so here we go, Savvy Minerals mascara, finally back. This is a great product, and it looked wonderful on people. So I was walking around, you know, looking for clumpage, looking for things like that, and this is a great mascara. So these are the multitaskers, okay? So we used to only have one multitasker, which was really, really dark. And so now we've got light, we have medium, we've got tan, and we have dark brown. So you can use these anywhere on your face. I mean, that's the multitasking part. They're great colors. And so that is all the Savvy Minerals stuff that they came out with, all of those great new products. And last but not least, we just wanted to show you guys some really awesome photos from our sock hop. So this was our gathering that we did over at convention, and Christina was there. I think we caught you in a few of the photos here, but it was a lot of fun, you guys. We had teams dress up. That's me in my red right there, 1950s dress. It was fantastic.
You looked awesome.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Wait, there was, hold on, I just want to go back, because this is Pamela Hunter, right?
Yep.
In her 1950s get up. Look, there she is again. And so Elizabeth and Terry, these are some of our team members from Japan right here, and they came all decked out. So it was a great time. This is Alan Alday, whom Terry had mentioned before. He comes out and teaches us how to dance all these crazy things, and it's a great, great time. So next convention, you guys, make sure that you join us, because it's gonna be a good time. Okay, so if you are not already part of the Royal Dream Team on Facebook, it's facebook.com/groups/Royal Dream Team. Make sure to join, because you will get all of the latest and greatest information, as well as updates on Wednesday Wisdom. And finally, join us at join the team, all of us, at the convention in 2019. This is our 25th. It's the Silver Anniversary International Convention. It will be next year, July 17th through the 20th. And right now, you can get the tickets for $165 only through June 30th. After June 30th, they shut down ticket sales for a little while, and when they come back, they're $199. So get them for $165. We have a team event page set up in the Royal Dream Team. So the second you grab your tickets, pop in there and let people know, and we're gonna have a great time at convention. So thank you guys so much for coming on. Christina, thank you so much for all of your amazing wisdom. Any last words for the team?
No, just it was my pleasure to be able to help, Beverly. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. Let me see here. The question is, only those who attended the 2018 convention can get tickets right now. I'm not sure.
I am sure, and that is not true.
Okay.
All you have to do is contact, like my people are contacting me. I'm adding them to my group, and they get it for the same price. I've already bought a number of tickets for those people. So if you have an upline that was at convention and they put in for their convention ticket, they can add you to their group. And all I did was get the person's credit card number and put in their information. I had them on the phone while I was doing it, and they're set to go. So then you can send them their confirmation directly to their email. So you can get tickets at $165 whether or not you were at convention this year.
Yeah, yes. So let us know. I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to be on the road for the rest of today, but tomorrow I can start grabbing, people, PM me on Facebook, and we can add you to groups. We're more than happy to help you guys do that. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a great Wednesday. So sorry we went over, and this video and the slides will be available by tomorrow morning. So talk to you soon.